Why do some people never get diabetes? Do they have normal blood sugar or are they doing something differently? Well, today in this video, I'm going to show you the 7 important tips, the 7 things that these people do differently from people who have diabetes. So this video is really going to help you if you do not want to develop diabetes, or if you've already been diagnosed with diabetes. This video is going to help you reverse this problem. Now the number 3 tip which I'm going to share with you in this video is absolutely unheard of. So I'm going to start with tip number 7. Always clothe your carbohydrates. Now before we go ahead, I want to ask you these 2 questions. How is your meal like? What type of meal do you always eat your carbohydrate along with? Your answer to this question will determine how your blood sugar level is going to be after eating that meal. So the best way to eat your favorite comforting carbohydrate like bread or white rice without having any consequences, without feeling guilty, is to clothe them, is to mask them with protein, fiber, or fats. When you eat it in this way, they are going to have less impact on your blood sugar level compared to when you eat it alone. So the best way to eat your carbohydrate, always clothe them, always mask them. Alright, number 6 is to eat your vegetable first. Now, whenever you want to eat your carbohydrate, it is very much important, it's very important to always eat your vegetable first. Now, in one interesting study where they compare individuals who had their carbohydrate after vegetable than those who do not, they found that those individuals who eat their vegetable first have lower insulin level as well as lower glucose concentration. Not just one study, but different studies have proven this method to be very effective in reversing diabetes and protecting against diabetes. So if you want to avoid getting diabetes, make sure to always eat your vegetable first. Alright, because this vegetable contain fiber which can help slower the absorption of glucose into the bloodstream. Alright, number 4 is to stop snacking, avoid snacking. Now, many people want to have ideal blood sugar. When you ask them, how do you want your blood sugar to look like? They will tell you they want to have normal blood sugar. But when you go deep down and ask them, how is your meal throughout the day like? You will notice that these people snack between meal. And snacking between meal can increase your blood sugar level as well as your insulin level. And insulin is an anabolic hormone, which means that when you have high levels of insulin, it can cause your body to start developing fat, and being fat is a risk factor for insulin resistance, and being insulin resistant increase your risk of developing pre-diabetes as well as diabetes. So snacking between meal is very dangerous. So if you want to protect yourself against diabetes, or you do not want to develop diabetes in the future, stop snacking between meal. Number 4 is to avoid stress and sleep early. When you are not getting adequate amount of sleep, when you are going through stress, it can really affect your body in different ways. And one of these ways is that it causes your body to produce cortisol. Now, cortisol is the hormone that your body produces in response to stress, in response to stressful situation. And this cortisol also has a circadian rhythm that is affected by sleep. So based on our normal physiology, our cortisol level tend to be very low at night when you are about to sleep, and becomes very high in the morning immediately you wake up from sleep. But when you are not getting adequate amount of sleep, when you are going through chronic stress, your cortisol level is going to stay very high. And one of the consequences of this is that this cortisol is going to start stimulating those proteins of your muscle and break them down into glucose in a process known as gluconeogenesis. So that is going to make you to have high blood sugar, which over time can make you diabetes or pre-diabetes as well as insulin resistance. So this is one of the things that most people who do not have diabetes do differently from people who have diabetes. They sleep early, they avoid stress. Now, if you are looking to reduce your stress level, if you are looking for the best method to reduce your stress level, I'm going to put a link of one video which I did in the description below. Alright, number 3, which is very important, is always eat protein. Consume protein, because protein is crucial for muscle mass as well as glycemic control. Now, when you eat foods that are high in carbohydrate, that are high in glucose, excess of this blood glucose are stored in your muscle as glycogen. So a few years ago, the 2 common misconceptions you will hear regarding dietary protein intake in diabetes is that when an individual consumes protein, a certain amount is converted into glucose. And overconsumption of this protein can result in diabetic kidney diseases. All of these have been disproven, they are all false. So whether you are diabetes or pre-diabetes, you can still eat protein, and in fact, your protein intake should still amount to about 20 to 30% of your daily calories intake. So what if I have kidney problem? Can I also eat protein? Well, if you have kidney problem, fortunately, you can eat protein, provided that you eat it in a moderate amount, in optimal amount. Just like many other things, same goes with protein. Too much of everything is bad. So even if you have diabetes, if you have kidney diseases, you can still eat protein. Now, what is the best time to actually eat this protein if you have diabetes? Well, the best time I actually recommend you have your protein is at breakfast, in the morning. What most people don't really know about protein is that protein has a subsequent meal effect. Now, when you eat protein for your breakfast, it can help regulate the blood sugar level of your subsequent meal, which could be your lunch. So the best way you could ever have protein is to eat them at breakfast. You should eat about 30 to 40 grams of protein at breakfast. In this way, it's going to help prepare your body for the day. It's going to help regulate your blood sugar level. It's going to help prevent blood sugar spikes and keep your insulin level low. Alright, now number 2 is to avoid red meat. I'm talking about processed and ultra processed meat. Excessive intake of red meat has been linked to type 2 diabetes, and it has been found that individuals who eat meat have 62% chances of developing type 2 diabetes. If you do not want to have insulin resistance or pre-diabetes, avoid eating red meat. Instead of eating red meat, you can eat poultry products like chicken, turkey, or you can eat fish. They are more better alternative. Now, the last thing of the puzzle is to avoid eating dried fruit. Now, if you really want to protect yourself against getting diabetes, or you want to reverse your diabetes, you must avoid eating dry fruit. That's because the dehydration process of this fruit eliminates the water content. So basically what is left behind is pure carbohydrate, concentrated sugar with no fiber. So when you eat this dry fruit, they are going to cause spike in your blood sugar level. They are going to make your blood sugar level look like a roller coaster. So instead of eating dry fruit, always eat the fresh fruit, which contains fiber, which has water in it. In this way, they are going to have less impact on your blood sugar level. Alright, so if you follow these 7 tips which I share with you in this video, be rest assured that there is no way you are going to develop diabetes in the future. And if already you have diabetes, it is going to help you reverse this problem. Alright, thanks for watching.